Well, obviously, it was a lot of work from home. My apartment is now a design studio full of post-it notes.
There's been a lot of sketching so far, and my brief has been pretty research heavy. That's really driven the sort of end result.
I have a great combination of sketching, modelling and making CAD visuals, and that really helps me with my process.
It's the limited access to workshop, definitely hard, but I think losing that studio environment has been really tricky, like not bouncing your ideas with everybody else and having to sort of, for the big part, like sit in your bedroom and design without that creative influence, even of just the world around you, but mainly of, I think, I like peers. That's been hard.
COVID's really, changed the way that we communicate, changed the way that we access information and facilities. So it's just adapting around that, and things are starting to get brighter, but I think it's all worked out for the best.
I've adapted in pushing myself to kind of get more feedback from sending people emails, phoning people, and every day people getting feedback from my family, from my friends. So it's kind of realizing that interaction with people in the studio around university is super important.
I'm a completely hands-on designer. I can do about 3 sketches, a little model, and then I need to make it full scale. So straight away, as soon as I could get into uni, I was using cardboard, and then as soon as I could get down to the workshop, I've been down there ever since.
There's a lot of research that's got involved with this project, doing a lot of interviews with people working within industry, and this has kind of really helped kind of build the project.
Okay, good afternoon everyone. Today's session we are going to share with you what we have been doing behind the scenes on your expo, your degree show for 2021.
Cool. Right, Bex will introduce the NTUDI team.
So NTU Design Industries is a creative community of students and alumni and staff from our product design courses at Nottingham Trent University. Last year, our 2020 graduates, due to the pandemic, had to move to an online degree show in less than 12 weeks and tried out lots of different things to engage an online audience. And we were really pleased with the outcome of that.
It was really rushed together, and what we did was remarkable last year with all the preparation and all the knowledge that we've got and experience now. This year, we're really going for it. The NTU Design Industries Expo Committee this year consists of 5 prominent teams. Regardless of whether it's a physical degree show on campus or a virtual degree show such as this year, it's the job of the exhibition team to curate a full exhibition to perfectly showcase that year group's work.
We wanted to make sure that people are discoverable and that the experience is very pleasant for employers and for people who come, such as families and friends. We have so many projects, we wanted to make sure that everybody can be found and get the attention they deserve.
Today we're running through exhibition layouts. We're trialing out different rooms. We're split into 2 groups out of our overall team, and we're just trying different styles, aesthetics, and just playing around with what we can do and the overall experience. You know, working with plinths and how the user can interact with it, integrating branding, and yeah, it's going well.
I think what's been really exciting is we've been really managing to use like software which we've already been used before, but it's kind of really learning a new way of kind of modelling. And whereas you'd normally model something that's right in front of you and you'd model the exterior in the CAD software, we're actually modelling stuff that's all around us and really trying to understand how we do that is just kind of developing our skills.
We are basically taking submitted projects, which are 3D models that are dressed in materials, and we are putting them into a fully curated space. In fact, not one space. At the moment, we're running with 12 designed rooms and spaces.
We had so much scope for doing something like completely outside of the traditional box. You know, we're not limited to the physical spaces that we'd have in the university that's like the past years had, and we made this dream interiors.
I mean, come on. Look at that.
Really nice.
Yeah. Another team that we have every year for NTU Design Industries is the branding team. It's the job of the branding team to set the tone for the year, create statements, and then bring those statements to life through branding, such as colour schemes, logos, and typefaces, to really give the year some identity.
So through our brand this year, we wanted to show that we started together as a cohort, and we developed through our journey in first and second year, and then in placement year we all spread apart and went our different paths to find out with our placements, and now we're coming back together in our final year to exhibit our work.
And obviously with COVID and everything that went on last year, our placements being cut short, very sort of felt like quite dark times, so we wanted to express with this logo that we wanted the bright colours, one for each course. It was a good way of sort of trying to lift everyone's moods, I guess.
So it's got the yellow for BSc, the orange for furniture and the pink for BA, and all of those are sort of creative and energetic and uplifting, and it's that sense of positivity that we have just fully been lacking.
So I'm just currently working my way through all the brochure submissions from everyone in the year, putting it together, collating it in the book, ready to release to industry next week.
So we really wanted to make sure that the virtual exhibition ties well with the entire brand of NTUDI of this year. Obviously, we started with the logo to, welcome people into the show. We included the brand colors into the buttons, so they will be bright and noticeable. And the lines that you can see, the animation, we tried to include them to make sure that people know that there's something happening, that they can follow. Other than that, we also used the logo as a map on the bottom, and this is how we incorporated the branding.
A new team on the roster for this year is the film and animation team. Film and animation team really have three main outputs for us this year: creating the student process film, creating the behind the scenes process film, which you're watching now, and then number 3 is animating the branding.
The process for the animation was we had to work closely with branding. We had to understand the story of what the brand was and try and translate that through film. But it was kind of beautiful, this story they had of all the entangling lines, because it started off with this meeting and they showed us just that image of the 3 different colours coming together, and they were like, we want this moving. It just really brought together the brand story really nicely, and especially getting the sound and it's just all coming together.
Process film, it's insight into how students and how designers they work, how they adapted to working from home. We want to continue this into the film we're creating, really showing how individually what people work on, what's getting them to their solution, to their project.
We've really come just full circle, haven't we? Last year they did the process film because it was interesting to see how the students had adapted to their space, and then it's the natural progression really. We guess we make another process film. Halfway through, we've been able to come into uni and we've been able to film some of the students as well and ask them about that process, whereas before everyone was so isolated in their rooms. So it's definitely going to be this mixture of people at home but also this transition of ease of lockdown. I think that's really nice.
We also have a web team, and essentially the web team's role is to create a really functional, digestible website which collates all of the fantastic work from across our 3 courses and everything that the NTUDI brand outputs.
Now, where you guys plan to place virtual degree show? How do you see it being accessed on the website?
One of the features that we wanted to have was literally entering into the exhibitions.
Last year's was we started with the video, scrolled down to the virtual expo, and then it got to the Instagram. I think it's more what we're a little bit concerned about is just the expo getting lost, because obviously it is literally the biggest part of the homepage, isn't it? So
it was really interesting to create a platform that would enable students to get their work out there and be able to have people in industry view their work, and that's done through a student profile. Their minor and major projects exhibited through different imagery, and we also have the amazing 360 virtual experience that allows all of the people's work to be really examined in a good way.
This year we are already seeing a real growing interest in the online show, built on the success of last year, but also on us promoting the show further to a quite global reach as well.
Another team that we have carrying on from previous years is the social media team. It's these guys' responsibility to fly the flag for NTUDI across a lot of different social media platforms. That includes Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and really promote our students' work.
At the beginning of this year, it was important for us to find an effective way to connect all of the students' work. So Alex has created a Microsoft form, which the students were able to fill in, and all we had to do is just download the answers and schedule them and post them on our social media channels.
Well, due to the pandemic, without talking too much about it, it's been so difficult for students to be able to promote their work and not having a degree show to go to, or even any shows to go to this year. Online publicity has been the best way to really reach, especially like further communities and different countries and things like that. So it's been really important this year, not only Instagram but LinkedIn with employers, just getting all the students' work out there as much as possible. At the beginning it was really hard to sort of come together as a team because we were virtual at that point. We had to do everything through Teams. It wasn't the same as that studio environment where we could sit there and talk around the table of the different logos that we could pick.
Maybe we can make a list or something so we know everything that we need to do.
We all sort of came together, working, us from furniture and then the rest of the guys from PA, and some of these guys you haven't met before and you don't know how they work, who they are, and that's a really interesting process as well, getting to know them.
Yeah, creating a website is not an easy thing to do in normal times, but it's been an interesting experience to create something so collaboratively.
Very good to be back on campus. We needed a bit of a morale boost, I think everyone did.
Definitely good to be back because working face to face with people is definitely much more productive than working online.
Much productive. And it's just good to see all our friends.
How do you think the team's done so far?
Good team. I'm trying not to blush when they're all looking at me. But no, it's actually been a good team this year. We've had probably the biggest expo team I can remember, including when I did it as well. And we've been the bottleneck. Normally we do have to do a little bit more pushing, whereas this time it's been you guys pushing us. So yeah, pretty good year for Expo. New to this year, supporting all of the teams, we actually have placement students that have joined through our new placement scheme at NTU. So we have distributed them across the teams and they've been flipping around the teams.
So due to coronavirus, we really struggled to find a placement. So I just thought it would be a great opportunity to help build my portfolio and get some experience doing using bits of software that I like using.
When you're working on your own work, it's all down to you and it's down to whatever grade you get in. But when you're working on other people's work, you're thinking at the back of your head, this has to be good, this has to be amazing, the whole world's gonna see this. There's a lot of eyes and attention on us really. So yeah, there's a lot of pressure.
It's given me some perspective on professional standard in terms of work ethic and meeting deadlines throughout the week and not just being a deadline months away.
This being the most challenging pit brief obviously gave me that opportunity to work with teams with final years, to work on different areas, especially building this NTUDI 2021 website.
This has been a huge bonus of this year and something that we'd love to continue in the future. These are real deliverables that we have to do, so it's their chance to get to work with real budgets on a real project, which is a fantastic experience for them.
All of the Expo team should be proud of what we've done this year, considering that it's been so unpredictable with whether we're going to be at university, whether we're not, whether it's going to be online, in person. It's kind of all been up in the air until very, very recently.
I think because you know how much work has gone into it, those little tweaks that just made it.
Super proud of the work we've done. The team has worked really well together and we've made some really incredible work.
We've talked as well about how actually it hasn't felt like working with students, it's felt really collaborative, like working in a design studio on a really ambitious big project with a budget and the timeline and the ambitious kind of platforms that the students are really driving. So I think they should be incredibly proud of what they've produced, and we're looking forward to seeing it all come together in the next couple of weeks. So thank you everyone, thank you team.
Yeah, thank you all. It's been a pleasure.
That's a wrap.